What's good, boys? It's been quite a while since we actually posted the live session, right? Life gets in the way, but no excuses, boys. It's on my end. So let's get right into it. So, like usual, right? From if you're new here, we normally start with just Forex Factory. Look at everything macro. Okay? So we have basically, there's been rumors circulating, anyways, that they have reached a debt ceiling agreement. So they're going to increase it. I don't know by how much, but it still needs to get passed by Senate. But those are in the works. How is the market going to react? Especially if we have NFP this week. So for tomorrow, right? This is based on Central European time. Come towards here on Forex Factory. I'll adjust everything for you for your current time. But look, we have consumer confidence, so we need this to go higher, right? Because if you've reached from the previous reviews, right? Even though it's been quite a while, and just from the charts posted, we are looking for bullish continuation when it comes to DXY and bearish risk assets. So we need this to come higher than expected. And on Wednesday, we have all of these, but we're going to be mainly focusing on this JOLTS job openings. So we need more job openings to come. And afterwards, on Thursday, we also have non-farm payroll change, unemployment, and ISM. So these are going to be very, very important days. And on Friday, if I'm not mistaken, we have NFP. So it's going to get chaotic, boys. It's going to get chaotic this week. So let's jump right into it, boys. Let's go on DXY. I prepared some fresh charts. We're going to take it from just top down, okay? So look at this. At the moment, we're going to start with marking out the yearly open. Yearly open. We're going to move on to the quarterly. Now, I want you boys to highlight this, right? If we see from here, this was Q1 lows. So we're going to highlight that as well. Q1 lows. And afterwards, we've seen, if we zoom in, that it got tapped, right? Zoom in here. Look, this is Q1 lows. This got tapped. And afterwards, we send higher towards yearly open. So what happens next? Honestly, if we're looking just for bullish continuation, right, for the DXY, I don't want us to trade below yearly open. I mean, just from this chart anyways, wouldn't you agree? The next objective is probably here, right? And it doesn't need to go one way immediately. But for this to actually have some legs towards it, I would honestly wait. If we zoom in a bit, it's also Monday at the time, so you're going to use Monday highs, Monday lows if you want to. But I'll use this above here. We found deviation. If we get bullish continuation above here, then afterwards we'll go towards that target. But if not, we can also play it, highlight this low. It doesn't matter how low this goes. If it does, I would look for something like this. Tap yearly open or wherever it goes. It doesn't matter how deep it is. But if we can sweep these lows, reclaim, this will be your trigger to go towards here. And afterwards, you take it level to level, okay? And afterwards, this would be the bullish continuation as highlighted towards here. And afterwards, who knows? Who knows? Could it go higher? Could it go higher? I don't give a shit, right? It doesn't matter. It literally does not matter. We're going to take it level to level at this point. See, we've already milked most of this upward movement towards here. I mean, it could still be one of those things that we get deeper pullback, right? Deeper pullback probably happens something like this. Deviate yearly open as resistance, and afterwards comes towards here, starts building up, does something like this, and everything is possible, especially since we have hella news for this week, okay? So highlight both on your charts, and we'll take it from there. So, honestly, I just wanted to highlight crypto first before we actually get to FX, but we're going to start with DXY first. So let's hop into BTC real quick. Towards me, boys, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. As much as I want to be bullish, right? It's very hard for me at the moment because look, we've had this deviation. We've consolidated for quite a while, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, for like 6, 7 months. And afterwards, this is the first time we're coming into major resistance. So we're gonna highlight this, put in, I don't know, let's put it just like equal lows. Highlight this as equal lows. And afterwards, if we adjust it like this, let's zoom in quite a bit. So just from highlighting that already, right? We don't want to see daily, monthly, or whatever closes above there. And what are we finding already? That we've tapped into that, found resistance, we've swept these highs. See how we swept these highs? And afterwards, we started breaking down. So let's map out trigger plans. So already short from 27. 6 is from 27 lowers, right? That's okay. We're underwater on it. It doesn't matter. We're still in it from higher. So I don't mind being underwater for now, but I'm not ruling out us coming towards here to try to sweep these lows, right? We have these highs. We still have on-tapped highs, on-tapped. So let's mark out trigger plans. We're going to mark out bullish and bearish trigger plans. So above here, let's give this another color. Fuck, I fucked up. So above here, I would like for us to maybe, I don't know, hold something 4-hour close above here. Take this as your long trigger, whichever the low is, that will be your stop loss. So let's see if we do something like this, get above, stop loss there. There was your trigger towards here. First take profit, second take profit. But we're still bearish, right? And we still have these on-tap lows here. See how these lows are on top? We have liquidity here, liquidity there. And if we zoom out quite a bit, right? It also highlights if this retest, whichever you guys want to say it, if this is a range, I'll give you two perspectives. So if this is range highs, could this be the deviation, pull back towards here? And this is the retest. So could it be the same thing? They're going to do something like this, get back above? Sure. That can happen as well. So we're already looking for multiple plans, right? We're looking for multiple plans, and whichever triggers are going to take. So if you want to be aggressive now, you can short here aggressively, half size, stop loss above there. If we make market structure break happening over here. So let's zoom in a bit for 4 hours. My bad, boys. I'm choking. You homies can see I haven't done this in a while, right? So let's see. You can probably take this setup, right? You short half size here. But if we can reclaim red level, those are the equal lows. If not, you short here, hard stop there if you don't want to trade Asia. And afterwards, you mark out the range, right? This is your intraday range now. So you short here, towards there, first take profit here, second take profit there. And afterwards, if you do something like this and sweep back above and close here, that's your long. Stop loss there, towards here, towards there, and the higher level targets. But let's say if we nuke from here and start cascading, I would probably look for December highs to get that. So let's look at the monthly. So December highs comes towards here. And afterwards, something like this, right? If we actually nuke. And afterwards, this probably should be the bottom, the higher probability of this being the bottom. So that's probably what I'm looking for at the moment. But if you want to do another perspective, we'll bring up another chart real quick. I think I have towards here. Also, just going to make the chart again. Is it here? Let's move this. Let's go to the weekly. So we're going to highlight lows to highs, right? So fibs towards here, towards there. Those are the extended range levels. Probably know by now if you watched previous reviews, right? How important they are for breaking out, etc. For now, anyways, this is what we're going to play with. So look at it this way. Look how mid-range got tapped, right? As support held. And now we came to the extended mid-range, right? So this is extended mid-range area. Deviated now. We're looking for a bearish close, right? For our thesis to play out. We're looking for a bearish close here. And afterwards we have the trigger plans as just mentioned. And afterwards we go lower from here. Easy. Flat, take profit 1, take profit 2. So there's two perspectives you want to trade it. You could short, like I said, aggressively. Stops above weekly highs. And afterwards you start taking profit towards here. Take profit. And afterwards this is the breakout. If you break it back into the range. This is range highs. Range lows. And afterwards you take the trade here. So if you cascade, right? You take it aggressively. Whichever the high is, I probably would wait for something like this. If it retests or not, stop loss there, trigger there, take profit, take profit. And afterwards, there's going to be playing level to level. There's no need to start thinking, oh, yo, SF, this shit's going to nuke. Bro, I don't give a shit, literally, I don't give a shit. Let's just take it level to level, okay? So let's cover ETH real quick. And I'm not going to cover more alts, to be honest. I just want to see how Monday closes out. We're going to probably save other alts just for tomorrow. So let's start with the yearly real quick. I'm going to highlight this. So this is 2018 highs. This is 2017 lows, 2017 highs, my bad. And afterwards, same thing, we're going to mark out the yearly open on this. Give this a different color. Let's move on to the quarterly. Oh, this looks bearish, doesn't it? Oof. So we swept this high, right? So we swept this high right here. This is July highs. Let me see real quick. Wait, the monthly. This is August highs. So wouldn't you agree, right? Just from seeing this, just seeing this at the moment, wouldn't you agree that initially we've come towards here? This is initial low. We built a base here, pushed towards where did we find resistance for liquidity? This liquidity bubble here, right? So everyone here started taking profit or started getting clapped. Now we're trapped. So the same thing that we started going for BTC, right? Because if BTC is going to nuke, also going to follow the same path. So look, we got stopped in the initial short, but that's no issue. We're gonna take it the same way we did. So almost the same PA, right? On BTC, and build the same range towards here. Then these lows have been tapped already. This is the initial low. Lows tapped, closed. This is a support, and afterwards we came towards here, started finding resistance. So could this be one of those areas? I'm gonna highlight this as well. Wait. Could this be one of those areas where we start actually trading inside the range or start ranging until more news comes out or whatever? We also have on the 1st of June, China is lifting spot trading for Hong Kong, right? So there's going to be more liquidity. With more liquidity, probably we're going to see a pop. But let's position ourselves for shorts, right? At this point, anyways. Anything that comes towards here is an automatic short. Stops above there, easy. Anything above there. If we do something like this, might even take it aggressively towards here. We short the deviation confirmation, stops there. Take profit, and afterwards take profit, stops the break even. And afterwards, if you break below here, you add another position, stops towards this, and afterwards take profit 1, take profit 2. Those are the swing positions, targets anyways, that I've been looking for, if you guys remember correctly. That's what I'm looking for at the moment anyways. But you can still short aggressively here if you want, but have tight ass stops above there. I preferably like BTC more, honestly. But it's kind of hard if you're not actually going to actively trade it, especially since Asia session, right? So this is what I'm looking for at the moment, just intraday range. If you're not getting the intraday range, just wait for this. If it goes higher, it does. Don't chase it, okay? There's no need to chase it. But for now, this is what I'm looking. I would honestly agree on getting a push higher from here. It doesn't matter how high it goes, right? But this setup will always be here regardless. Deviation, swing highs, stop loss there. Take the short trigger here, back inside the range. Take profit 1. If we break outside the range, that's another trigger. So normally you'd probably do something like this and go higher. And afterwards you short it again here. Stop loss there, new position, you compound. Stops break even here, you've already taken profit. Now you have 2 positions running. Take profit here, take profit there. And afterwards, if it does go lower, we'll adjust. But for now, level to level, boys. So that's basically it for what I'm looking for crypto anyways. The FX session is going to be a lot longer. So I'm going to take a breather right now. So you don't need to pause about it. I'm just going to take a sip of water and we're going to continue. So let's move on to ES and Q. We're going to update Nikkei. We're going to update Germany as well. Our DAX short. So I have hella alerts on here, so I'm going to remove these alerts real quick. I'm going to explain this idea, honestly. It's one of those things where either could this be the preliminary start of a really fat swing short, or we're going to be wrong, and we can start milking towards here and probably towards there. Anything is possible, boys. So we're using the same range, right? Highlighted this for now. So look at the 12 months, look at the yearly. We're using this candle. 2021 candle, highs, lows. You build the fibs towards here, towards the highs, and afterwards we have deviation of range lows, deviation of range highs. So essentially what we're doing, right? If you look at it just as a range perspective, we are still range bound. Nothing has changed. What has changed, boys? What has changed? Nothing still. Nothing. If you look at it this way, normally if we took like a USD JPY from the past or whichever we've actually looked, right, or the DXY, normally when we swing fail range lows, we normally start looking for take profit levels here, take profit levels here if we took the swing long, right? But we didn't. But for our bearish thesis to actually be correct, we're looking for this level of here, right? So 2021 mid-range start holding as resistance. I took the short aggressively. I have stops above here. I have stops above here. So even if we do SFP, this should be safe enough. But if we start closing and we're hovering up above here, I'd look to cut the position early. So maybe take a 0.33% R hit. I'd rather take that instead of like taking an entire 1R hit, okay? So afterwards, if we do deviate here and close below, this is your short trigger again, and afterwards you keep adding. If we close below mid-range again, and afterwards, just keep going down. Well, that's on the weekly. Let's zoom in quite a bit. Let's look at the daily. These are the things of the future, right? Ugly as candles. This is actually white at the moment, but if you look at the open on the left side, it says 0.42. So it says open 4239.75. So this is actually bearish candle. Could it be one of those things where daily closes like this? Daily already closed. And afterwards we gap down, right? Because we've had 1, 2, 3, 4 attempts maybe of getting above mid-range, and we're failing so far, right? So if you don't want to take the aggressive position that I've sent, of really just shorting blindly basically mid-range, right? I'm looking at for a pivotal area, so it's good enough RR risk for me to actually take on 1R risk there. So I'm looking to add or confirm the idea once we can break back below here, below level, since we have these highs here, got tapped, deviated, went back down, now we're above it. Could be one of those things again where we actually deviate back below it, right? Something like this, below here, that's your trigger, take profit, take profit, take profit for a day trade. Me, the probability of this idea increases a lot more, if we can start closing above these highs. This area here, right? We had 1 tap, 2 taps, deviation, deviation. Could this be another deviation form? But the thing is, if you look at it from this perspective, there's been consistent reaction from this level. So this is already a pivotal area, right? So that's what we're looking for. If I already highlighted, if we close above here on the daily, then yes, we'll switch and go towards here. But for now, the RR is too good for me to just tell you guys, yo, we're gonna start longing from here because, bro, where's our closest invalidation? Closest invalidation on the swing play would be below here, right? But for then, the probability is higher. We can just take a short here, close if we're like halfway there, right? Take the hit, and afterwards, as soon as we close back below mid-range on the daily 4 hours, whichever time frame you use for execution or market structure break, we can short here, higher probability. So far, so good. So let's move on to NQ. Currently underwater on that position, but there's no worries. I'm gonna highlight what I'm looking for, you guys. Alright, let me remove this alert real quick. Nope, it's not cooperating, boys. It's only seeing the shit. Close the shit. Let's move on to the monthly, boys. Wouldn't you agree that the monthly at the moment looks bullish, right? It looks bullish. Let's be honest, boys. It looks bullish. I might even readjust this real quick. I'm seeing this from a higher time frame perspective. Wait. Yeah, highlight these levels so I can get better levels for you guys. I'm gonna highlight these as range lows, this as range highs. So look, this is initial low. We've deviated, reclaimed, went higher towards here. We found resistance, right? So this is now the new range. So I'm gonna highlight this towards this, and afterwards, now we have even extended range levels, right? We get to play with. And I highlighted this as well because this is monthly supply. This area here is pivotal. We've had distribution here. Look how buyers suppress price. People thought, okay, we started closing bullishly, we're gonna move higher now. What happened? One candle nuke. And afterwards, candle nuke. So, same thing for ES. I took this aggressively. I have a minimal area for a trigger. Short 1R, I can always cut and re-add, okay? That's one of those things that can always cut and re-add. So we're gonna move into the daily right now. Just for me, right? I want at least this high right here, Friday highs. Start holding as resistance if you can close below there. If you can close even below the range, the extended range level, you'll take it from there, right? And afterwards, whichever the highest should be the top end. And afterwards, we start thinking, okay, we're going to start visiting this area here, towards here, as first objective for a day trade. And afterwards, we start going. As soon as we break back inside this range, that should probably top end. But, bro, this entire move literally has just been done by NVIDIA, to be honest. So if you're looking at NVIDIA, right? Bro, look at this shit. What the fuck is this? Look at this fat, massive gap. You're not telling me this is going to hold and everyone is just going to long it, right? So we're going to highlight this as well just for triggers. Let's remove this right now. And this is where we're going to get another example of how I'm using the extended range levels. Move on to the quarterly so we have more price action. Going to use these lows here, lows towards that high. And now we're going to extend. Extend, 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 extend. You're going to see how it all adds up. Don't think it's just bullshit numbers, boys. Wait. So if math is correct, it doesn't matter where I put it. Put it there. So look. Now this is the extended range, right? Let's move in to the weekly. This is just to cover why I'm looking for any bearish setups anyways. So on NQ. So NQ is composed of tech stocks, right? And because of this, it's basically the same thing that NQ did. So we're looking for maybe one more push higher on equities, or even if this is a top in, I would really like for a 406 retest towards there. If it does, probably see some reaction from here, and afterwards bearish trigger towards here, and probably see the top in on NQ as well. That's what I'm looking for anyways. To highlight this plan, you can use this as your trigger. If you do something like this, that's your trigger there. If you don't want to short this level blindly, towards here, towards there, and afterwards towards here, fill this massive gap. That's what I'm looking for anyways for when it comes to NQ and NVIDIA. NVIDIA is the only thing that's keeping this shit up at the moment, so don't expect much. Don't expect much. Let's move on to our other shorts. Let's look at Nikkei real quick. Which chart did I even use? Wait, it's supposed to be this one, right? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So let's highlight the plan that I posted. Look at the yearly. We've just tapped these highs, right? Tapped these highs. So that's 2021 highs. We're going to move on to the quarterly, the weekly. Weekly closed above. Could be one of those things that we're already below previous weekly highs, right? Already below it now. So could this be the deviation in? Just I want to see if this is a deviation, because if it is, we can probably take another swing short on this. Because if you've noticed recently, right, most of almost every single just indices in general, equities, it doesn't matter what pseudonym you want to use, basically the same fucking thing. So look, if this is the top end, we're looking for a deviation below here to confirm. And afterwards, I'd even wait for us to get this type of PA, right? You have a little miniature range built out. If you can get the market structure break below here, that's your short trigger. And afterwards should be a confirmation in for like a fat deviation. That's what I'm looking for at the moment. And afterwards, I think probably nuke towards here. This highlights this at the moment, right? This is initial highs. And so we've been ranging for quite a bit, right? Ranging. Now we're seeing the first extended move. Normally you wouldn't just blindly short this, right? But we're just going to be patient and wait for market structure breaks. So let's look now for DAX. But I'm gonna be honest with you guys, DAX is in a beauty to trade. I'm just gonna highlight the same idea, what I'm looking for. Look, these are the highs, all-time highs. They've been tapped, rejected. These are the lows, tapped, went towards the highs, tapped, rejected as deviation. What happened? Boom, we started nuking towards here. See the deviation, market structure break towards here. That's your long trigger. That was your stop loss. And afterwards, you start taking profit towards here. Same thing here. I'm going to highlight the same thing here. The thing is, boys, this is weekly candles. This is going to take a while to unwind, okay? So take profit. If you're going to take the positions, take profit accordingly. You can always get back in. So look, depending on how, because it was, call it was bank holidays, Europe. So look, we're stuck in between these two levels, right? This area here, this area here. We've already deviated here. Now we're looking for a reaction, probably towards below this low here. If you don't want to short, depending on how market opens, you can short aggressively, have stops above here, or my stop loss anyways. And afterwards, you take an extra position here. That's what I'm looking to add. If you can get below here, let me highlight it again. And below here, this probably is going to serve as deviation zone. If we close below it, stop loss there, extra position there, towards here. And how many R's was this if you build it up? So we're going to short here, stop loss there, towards there. You got a free 4.63 R right there. Easy trades. And the validation is here. If we close above here, then I'll probably look to start scaling out of the swing short, okay? That's what I'm looking for anyways at the moment. So I'm gonna start highlighting a couple of currencies. We're gonna start with Euro USD. I have a couple of charts for you guys, so bear with me. Bro, if you guys took this position, remember boys, we've been milking the fuck out of Euro. Milk the fuck out of it. That's how many R's was this? That's 2.4 R, but let's be honest, boys, we probably made more, to be honest, especially since we kept going in, using Monday highs, Monday lows, deviation areas to short. So look, now we're back, rotating above yearly open. I'm looking for at least a little move higher here, right? I don't want it to be consistently just going lower. I want it to be natural. I want to do something like this, and afterwards short here, stop loss. You know, you get the same gist. When it's natural, that means there's consistent selling. People are actually not just saying, "Fuck, I'm gonna press red button." There's actual markets being made. It's getting rejected, fueling the next leg lower. Yearly open is smart. What I'm looking for, we're probably, if we get the bear setups on DXY right in the beginning of the video, there's the area here. Look, we're already rejecting here. So could this be one of those things where we do something like this and get back above? This would be your area for a long trigger. And afterwards you go towards here. And afterwards, if we do something like this, you take everything off. Then I'll look at this area to load up back on shorts. But the thing is, if this just does trigger, right? That means we're probably going to be wrong on almost every idea that we have, especially BTC, ETH, risk assets in general. Because we're probably focusing on DXY, nuking from here for this to happen. This is why it's very, very important at the moment. Just wait, be patient. You don't need to be on a trade every day. You don't need to. If you can close daily or a weekly close below yearly open, I would probably look for another trigger, right? But for now, this is what I'm looking for. If it happens, happy days. If it goes without me, happier days. If it goes lower from here, then we have rejection below yearly open. We can put more confidence behind our positions. Because right now, come on, boys, if it's short from here, what's going to be your tightest stop loss above here? I mean, above, you're not getting that much movement above there, are you? So let's look at, I think I highlighted a couple of charts for you guys. Let me see. Is it on Tapperstone or FX? Nope, it's not here. I think it was one of those blueprints that I'm looking for, you guys. Wait. Yep. You guys remember this? Huh? You guys remember this? How are we doing, boys? Highlight this shit, huh? Bread and butter here. Bread and butter. I have not changed anything towards... I'm going to change this real quick. I have not changed anything. Bro, if you've been following along, we shorted the literal top towards here. Profit, take profit, take profit. Now, we're using these range levels, right? And now, it makes even more sense now because we have this range covered. Could this be the deviation here forming? If it does, we can take a long setup towards here, towards the mid-range, and we're looking for a rejection of mid-range. So reject mid-range, boom, short towards there, level to level, take profit, break below here, boom, take profit. I want you homies to literally put this into your fucking head. This was probably the easiest trades we've ever done, okay? That's what we're looking for. If we reclaim, go higher, look from here, at least below yearly open before we take new positions, okay? So let's highlight GBP/USD. I'm gonna start off with the same thing. Is it on forex.com? Let me see. Nope, it's not here. Is it here? Nope, same thing, it's not here. Bro, so how many positions do I have, huh? Still in this, but we're gonna highlight this at the moment. Wait. I'm gonna try to pull up same thing. It's almost the same thing that we had. Alright. You guys remember this shit? Yo, host, you remember? I told you guys probably gonna long towards here, right? Afterwards towards there, level to level. Look, perfect. But I didn't. I did not. There's no point for me to highlight that for you boys. And so look, it's almost the same blueprint, right? Of course. If you had one more push higher, it doesn't matter. You can push as high as it wants. But as soon as you broke back into the range, that was your trigger. And where? Had perfect entries towards here as take profit, right? Now we're back above here. See how this is pivotal? Pivotal, support, deviation. So it'll be one of those things now where you start seeing that we do something like this if you get above here. Because we found resistance here, right? Found resistance. So you can long aggressively, stop loss below there. I'd probably adjust long half size to be honest. Take some here, new position here if you want to, towards here, towards range highs. I'd honestly see if you can deviate these highs, and afterwards see if we can do something like this. If not, we're gonna highlight the same thing that we've been looking, boys. Same fucking range levels. Probably gonna concentrate on GBP/USD more, right? Because this has a lot of room to run. If you can close below here, that's your trigger for short, level to level. Take out these lows. Probability wise, anyways, I'd expect us come towards here and bounce. And afterwards, if you can reclaim this, that's your area for a long. Easy. And afterwards, you just keep whipsawing. And initially and ultimately going towards there, and penultimately towards here. Take profit. That's what I'm looking for. So let's highlight my main chart for now. I have almost all the data points. So look, there's a lot of shit right here, right? Same thing, where you rebound perfectly from here. So look, market structure break. That's what we're looking for at the moment, aren't we? Did it happen? Yes. Retested as support right now. So we're looking for already for at least a sweep towards these highs, right? Sweep towards these highs, break back below. That's your area for a short trigger. And afterwards, towards here, first take profit, nuke below this level towards there. But we're all looking for the DXY to do the same thing, right? We're looking for above here for a trigger. Or if we want to be intraday trading, we're looking high key. I'm gonna be honest with you boys. I'm looking honestly for a deviation below here, as I highlighted into the beginning of the video. Something like this, and afterwards towards there. That's what I'm looking for at the moment. I wanted to do like a JPY session, but the thing is, if it's going to be risk off, you can probably imagine the JPY is going to send, right? But for now, I wanted to highlight Euro odd for you homies. So look, boys, I'm gonna keep it a buck 50 with you homies. This probably is going if NQ and ES are going to nuke. This is going to send. This is going to send. I'm be honest with you, homies. This is going to send. I'll explain why as well. Wait. So let's add in. Where is it? Yes. Change this as well. Where is the lines? Bro, let's be honest. You can probably see it by now, right? Look how they're trading almost differently from each other. Let me highlight this. So every time this marked a bottom. So ES is the yellow line, right? Every time ES marked a bottom, Euro odd marked a top. Same thing here. ES bottomed, Euro odd marked a top. You can probably find more highlights about this, especially here. Bottomed, ES bottomed, Euro odd top. Bottomed, Euro odd top. So every time ES and Q and L3, every one of these starts sending higher, you can probably see bearish price action happening over on Euro odd and vice versa when it comes to bullish price action, on bearish price action when it comes to ES and Q equities in general. So what I'm looking for, highlight this low real quick. I'd honestly look for something like this, right? Can we all agree? Something like this towards here. First take profit, second take profit. If we zoom out on the weekly, you have massive range built out, right? Massive, massive range. Look how we've already deviated here. This is with an ES nuked. We have this low here. We tapped towards range highs. And afterwards, we already did the deviation back inside, right? See how we came towards here? Went back above mid-range. Now we have bullish continuation, right? See how market structure broke and retested, went higher. And afterwards, it's just kept going higher and higher, right? So now we're going to try it and mark and get back inside. So if we already did not long from last week, how do we get back in? How are we going to pop from this SF? But I don't know. No, I'm kidding, boys. This is what I'm going to look for. Same thing. This area is pivotal. See how many times we've already tapped or attempted. 1, 2, 3. Rejected. Now that we actually flipped this level, we'd probably want to do something like this, right? Get back above there. So whichever the deviation is in, that's going to be your stop loss. That's your entry trigger towards here. If you want to take a day trade, take profit there, stops break even, afterwards towards there. This is range highs. Remember, this is range highs. If you can close above there, then yes, we're probably going to go higher. But for now, this one I'm just going to look intraday. This one I'm going to look intraday. So I'm probably going to look for something like this. If it deviates, boom, towards there. 4R real quick. Done and dusted. So let's see USD JPY real quick. This is going to be my last one for you guys today. I'm not going to cover gold. I might just cover CL. If you held this position, yo, handsomely done, boys. But it's time, boys. It's time. It's time, boys. This initial low. This is the initial highs. So we're gonna remove the extended range levels real quick. Bear with me, bear with me. So look, we milked this shit perfectly, boys. I'll be honest, this might be just a highlight of the year. Maybe one of those things we're going back towards range highs? Or could it be one of those things where we do something like this towards here, right? Let's see, towards here. And afterwards, if you look at it this way, if we extend from here towards here, we have another range, right? We're trading inside these two levels. So we're gonna mark this for now. Look at the daily. Now I have this little range marked out. We can start adding in our levels. So look, this is where I'm actually going to start being cautious, right? Because if this is already looking up that we're going to go lower, then I'm sorry, boys, it probably is. Look, if at this level right here, we're finding resistance. You can short half size here, have stops probably above here, take profit one here. If we break down, gonna look for here, second take profit. And afterwards, if we are bullish on the XY or whatever it is, that's why I'm giving you guys on this review both setups. You're going to have to be patient this week. You're going to have to be patient. Nothing is a given, remember. You can take your edge, but the market will always try and humble you. So look, you can either short half size here, aggressive stop loss above there or there, but this would be your trigger, right? Towards here, first, second, and afterwards for the long position, doesn't matter how deep it goes, you're going to look for a reclaim of this level here, of this level. Why? Resistance, deviation. Resistance, deviation, reclaimed. As soon as you reclaimed, your car started ascending higher. So same thing here. We're looking for the same retest here. And afterwards, sweep these highs. So let's look at intraday at the moment for a short trigger or for a long trigger. It doesn't matter, right? This is where we're going to start looking for a trigger. Above this high here, above this high, you can start being bullish. Bullish continuation, see? And below here, this is where you get the bearish trigger. For now, I would not want to take a position right now. So far, so good, boys. Let's highlight CL real quick. Honestly, I'm just keeping this in the background at the moment. This is probably the best indicator that I have at the moment if we're actually risk on or risk off. So look, to me, we're still risk off. This is still valid, okay? We are in two positions at the moment. Remember, we have this initial position, and we added here as well. And initial position is at break even. So risk free. Other position as well in profit as well. If this is going to send, bro, trust me, all the other markets are going to bend. Or all the other markets are going to bend. So, see, this is range low at the moment that I've highlighted. So we reclaimed. And as we reclaimed, I'm looking for an extension towards range highs. If we break out of range highs, bro, then the actual pain starts and we might actually see $100 per barrel again. And afterwards, you best believe everyone is going to start getting clapped. Like every market is going to start getting clapped. So yeah, boys, I think that basically covers everything that we're looking for this week. Very, very important week, boys. Very, very important weeks coming ahead, especially since the debt ceiling and everything. Again, I really wanted to apologize for not being active when it comes to the sessions and everything. Life has been really busy for me, boys. Remember, boys, the market's always here, but always, always cherish the ones you have around you. So, without further ado, thank you if you watched the entire thing. Remember, boys, knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. You're paying me for a service to help you. And in fact, you're helping yourself because you're gaining knowledge so you can fish for yourself one day. So without further ado, boys, thank you again, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao, ciao. Bye, bye. Let's go. Yo, Aki, you there? You're muted, bro. You're muted. Bro. BTC is nuking. What the fuck? Yo, Aki, there? My guy, you're muted. You're muted. Bro, I'm gonna text you, bro, if you good. Man's died on me.